Video would circulate afterwards showing
Whoever
Hank
sent me this, get this funeral arrangement like a real one. Damn, you gotta use your head.
unalived on the ground with a chop next to his
Oh.
feet, something that is often mocked and rapped about by his rivals,
What?
often referencing him dying while attempting to slide.
Oh.
OTS man signaled for Yakuza to help. He creeps up from the side, firing at Kobe and unaliving him. This death is actually pretty significant, since it's said to be the true root to the beef between OTS and OTG.
Some people call this Dallas drill rapper the Bloodhound Little Jeff of Texas. Yakuza is rumored to have more than 12 bodies in the streets. I'm talking about he didn't unalive 12 people in the streets. What the fuck is going on? We got our Thoinky. I hope you got your Thoinky. My Thoinky's rolled up in that grabber leaf. I hope yours is too. Let's get into this video.
A former gang member is asking Dallas police to do more to fight gang violence.
The officer-involved shooting in Dallas was wanted for 2 counts of capital murder.
The family of a 20-year-old woman is threatening to sue the city for negligence.
I saw them shooting. I have my 2 kids at home, so that really just shook me.
Since I'm one of the oldest, I gotta be stronger for my family. So
it's hard to be strong.
I can't really show emotions or nothing like that.
Damn.
Yakuza, the demonic psychopath from the East Dallas
The
and Pleasant
demonic
Grove
psychopath is crazy.
set OTS, has risen to popularity in the Dallas drill scene, and one of the main faces of Dallas drill FBG murder. Yakuza has risen to the top level of savages in the streets of Dallas. With an alleged body count of 6, Yakuza has become one of Dallas's most feared killers, most recently shocking the entire city of Dallas, being arrested whilst being on the run after him, and fellow OTS members rammed into Dallas police in a stolen truck in late July. In this video, we will take a look into all of the bodies that are said to be associated with Yakuza. I would like to clarify for 2 of them, he was accompanied by another person, so that will be taken into consideration as well. But without further ado, let's take a deep dive into all of the victims of Yakuza. Yakuza, real name Deontay Moore, was born on July 5, 2005 in East Dallas, more specifically the East Grand Avenue neighborhood, or 223 short for the zip code of the neighborhood.
Is that the hood?
Even has 223 tattooed on his neck. Not surprising at all. Yakuza is actually the younger brother of another Dallas savage by the name of Stepa, real name Demonta Moore, being born on October 10, 2001. Stepa, whilst looking harmless, has proven to have a lengthy track record.
They both look harmless though.
Even once putting hands on a teacher whilst attending Mesquite High School in 2018.
You a different type of savage if you putting your hands on the teacher. I ain't gonna lie to you.
As well as his state fair incident where he fired at a man whilst leaving the fair. This is where Yakuza is said to have picked up his extreme love for violence.
And he look at him, gang. He looked like the damn Joker. It's something about these niggas that always smiling, and they always smile big as hell. They always overly smile. He looked just like Lil Jeff with a haircut, bro. That's scary.
As well as his introduction into the ruthless streets of Dallas, Texas, joining SCG or Sack Chaser Global. This, of course, would later become the now famous Only the Sacks, or OTS for short.
Sacks, OTS 444, we don't like nobody.
We don't like nobody.
Co-founded by Foolie, a member from the 65 section of Pleasant Grove SCG, along with another gang in the area. No Hospital Gang, or NHG, would begin to cause terror in T streets of Dallas, beefing with the FBG or Free Bird Gang, a group from 4 Deuce in South Dallas. Cartel or Man Man and his younger brother Arrow would become famous around Dallas for fighting until they would start toting guns. As stated before, they were also beefing with the group FBG, a beef that would make many scratch their heads, saying as Strizzy, a top member for FBG, just happens to be cousins with FBG Murda. However, that wouldn't stop the tragedy that would unfortunately take place on April 17, 2021, when Seriante Green, also known as Fats, would attend a park gathering at a park in South Dallas, when shortly after walking from the car, 2 men would pull up, exit the vehicle, and fire towards Fats, unaliving him on the scene. These 2 assailants are said to be none other than Stepa and his younger brother Yakuza. As I mentioned before, this was one of the bodies that he was present for, but his rounds probably weren't the fatal rounds. This is supported by autopsy reports showing that Fats was unalived by a pistol round, very important since Yakuza was using a AR. However, while
I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? How you know that? Bro, sometimes I'll be like, is this the police recording this video? Do your homework, bro. FBI, how you know what type of gun he was using, folks?
Being 15 years old at the time, this is believed to be Yakuza's first time unaliving someone, with most people saying they observed an intense shift in Yakuza's demeanor, seeing him show signs of insomnia as well as PTSD.
I ain't gonna lie too, boy. I know some of my, you know what I'm saying, when I was outside in Chicago and stuff like that, some of my homies that caught bodies, boy, you could tell, boy. You know what I'm saying? When they're coming, like before they even came and told me about what happened and whatever, like I knew something was different, gang. You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't sleep. They was always, you know what I'm saying? Always off a pill. Like he'd go to be the dude that smoked 1 or 2 little thrinks every day. Now you off a pill 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. You ain't never going to sleep. You always tired. You feel me? You always jumpy. You even more jittery than you was before. You quiet as hell. It's like them demons be on you, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No cap.
We got him.
This is where most say Yakuza would be heavily praised by his OTS members, meanwhile being hated by FBG and sniper gang members. Yakuza would become one of OTS's top shooters. Loved for his ability to beat his enemies to the takedown, Yakuza would be used as protection for his courage. On May 29th, 2021, Kyle Sheed Ingram, aka T-Man, would take Yakuza with him to rob a 18-year-old man named KB, real name Kobe Mascoro. T-Man would bring prop money to the exchange, in agreement to buy some pounds off of Kobe, having Yakuza wait outside of the car just in case anything went wrong. Unfortunately, it would when Kobe would realize what was happening. Unable to get to him from the back seat, T-Man signaled for Yakuza to help. He creeps up from the side, firing at Kobe and unaliving him. This death is actually pretty significant, since it's said to be the true root to the beef between OTS and OTG, since Kobe was actually the cousin of OTG member True Glizzy. T-Man, being the actual stepbrother of Yakuza, would take the rap for the case, so not wanting to let his younger brother spend the rest of his life behind bars.
That's crazy. So they both did it, but he took the
The robbery situation would show how advanced the Sacks were when it came to deception. They would become known for robbing dealers or running off. Number 7, a known member of the set.
My whole thing is, bro, why y'all ain't just rob him? Y'all was trying to rob the nigga for some pounds. Why y'all ain't just knock him out and rob him? Why do we have to unalive somebody, gang? That's the only question. If you trying to rob me, nigga, rob me. Do your homework on robberies. Rob me. Please don't shoot, okay? Leave me alone.
Would take a great liking into Yakuza, allegedly taking him in as a paid hitman for him. Having problems with the clique B4L, Numba 7 would put money on a close affiliate of the group by the name of Billy. Steppa and Yakuza would take this opportunity immediately. On January 12th, 2022, they would spot Billy in a parking lot of some apartments in Pleasant Grove, both firing, unaliving Billy at the age of 26. This is where the beef between B4L Baby comes about, where he raps FOTS, nigga FNHG in the track Stepping for Billy. This makes sense because NHG are actually like underdogs to Stretch Gang, with members posting them often on their stories till this day, and OTS and NHG were cool at this time. Something to note about Yakuza during this period is that he would be showing true signs of mental incompetence, such as in the video for popular NHG rapper Bangman's track The One, where Yakuza can be seen bobbing his head weirdly faster than everyone else, something that is very strange, saying as the tempo for said song is much slower than what
he lost his damn mind.
This is just one of the very few instances that would support the widely speculated idea that Yakuza is in fact truly screwed up in the head after being around senseless violence growing up.
That's all it is, folks. I was gonna say, like, don't ever think these people is out here just unaliving people, just smoking ops, just all day, every day, doing paid hits. Don't ever think that they just go home and sleep nice. Don't ever think that they just go home and be cool and regular now. Because it don't be like that, bro. They be fucked up. Them be some of the most fucked up people you could ever, man.
However, one death would have a devastating impact on Yakuza, as well as other OTS members. Back in 2021, in the early morning hours of April the 4th, Hank, real name Kovion Williams and member of the Fast Money clique, was unalived on the 7800 block of Sovereign Row in Stemmons Corridor. He was 18 years old at the time. Surprisingly enough, Hank would actually be killed in the act of sliding on some of his ops, allegedly them being a mixture of Bank Bro members, a Mesquite-based gang, and Free Buddy Gang, a gang from the BFL section of Oak Cliff. This is rather shocking to think about saying, as Bug, a currently incarcerated member of Free Body Gang, is responsible for making Hank snaggle tooth after knocking a few of his teeth out after Hank would attempt to rob him months prior to his death. A video would circulate afterwards showing
Whoever
Hank
sent me this, get this funeral arrangement like a real one. Damn, you gotta use your head.
Unalived on the ground with a chop next to his feet, something that is often mocked and rapped about by his rivals, often referencing him dying while attempting to slide. OTS members would begin to claim Hank due to him be closely tied with OTS members, starting the phrase, "Hank Gang Forever." 2022 would see the Sacks try their hand at rapping, with Arrow, real name Eric Lampkin Scarborough, or the real FBGK, dropping gritty drill tracks like his Then Leave remix, where he brags about being a certified shooter and having a high body count in the streets. Where you can see notable faces such as Man Man or Cartel, who is actually the older brother of Arrow, as well as BB, a 6K member associated with No Hospital Gang. Unfortunately, this brief moment outside of the streets wouldn't last long because Yakuza would eventually catch his most famous body. I'm of course talking about TG or Gunna, real name Tavarius Robinson, a known slime in the city of Dallas, most known for being a part of Jug Team, a clique from the Ewing Villas townhomes in Oak Cliff, approximately 3 minutes from the Dallas Zoo. TG's death would be very strategic, saying as he was said to always be on his pivot, becoming known as one of the biggest practitioners of backdooring, the act of befriending a person or group to get close to them just to betray them when they least expect it, either for money or other lucrative goods they may be involved with. As the story goes, TG had been causing a lot of problems throughout the gritty streets of Afghanistan, being surrounded with numerous cliques around the city from
that nigga said Afghanistan. Oh my god. Afghanistan. Holy shit. That's what they call it, folks? Chirac and Afghanistan. Do your homework.
2020 to 2022, with some of these groups being into it with each other simultaneously. One group that he was with would actually be a fatal mistake due to the underlying issues between them and OTS. This would be none other than FBG, which would obviously not sit right with OTS since they were actively at odds with them after unaliving Fats back in 2021. TG attended the funeral of Fats, which may support the idea that TG had an actual bond with FBG members and wasn't trying to just come around and slime them. Nevertheless, OTS would have their plans in motion. They would allow TG to believe he was a part of OTS, which they had just created not too long ago that year in 2023, changing from their previous Savvy K Chaser Global. They would plan to link up together on July the 4th, allegedly having TG believe that they would be attending a block party, when in reality the plot would be much more sinister as details would later prove. Nevertheless, TG, along with Yakuza and a now FBG murder, real name Kato Rivers,
they say FBG murder was with Yakuza when they unalived him. That's crazy. If I was in the streets, I would never let a nigga call me murder. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Don't call me murder. Call me peace or something. It's just another form of snitching on your damn self.
Would agree to meet up together at the block party in the East Grand Avenue neighborhood of East Dallas, with the three of them wearing matching outfits, later all posting fit pics before they met. Now the exact specifics of what went down that night are not completely clear, but what is known is that TG went to meet with OTS at this block party. Unfortunately, TG, real name Tavarius Robinson, wouldn't return home that night. He would sadly be found unalived in the alley of a house. This is highly rumored to be the work of none other than Yakuza, with other members Mula and Man Man playing crucial roles in his demise as well. This situation is truly a testament to how sadistic OTS really are, and the great lengths they will go to prove they are the most ruthless clique in all of Dallas. The murder of TG was a strategic and decisive setup from the beginning, starting with Yakuza attempting to backdoor Gunna about a week prior, meeting up with him to trade guns, not going through with it.
Bro, why are y'all still trading? It's 2025. It sounds like this was 2022 or something. That's enough. Nick, why are y'all still trying to trade guns, bro? What are we doing? Why are we trading guns? What the fuck are we doing? Why are we trading guns? If I don't need this gun no more, I'm finna get rid of it and go find another one. I'm not meeting up with no random person to buy or sell a gun. What is going on? And all this slime shit. Like, this how I feel, bro. If you was really a gangster like you say you is, you don't need to slime me. You would just put a gun in my face and rob me then, if that was the case.